If you want to run better, which of these really helps and which are just hype? Let's look at which foods really improve your training, your recovery, and your race day performance. Let's talk about superfood hacks for runners. We're going to dispel some myths and focus on what really makes you a better runner. We all know that what happens in the kitchen has a profound effect on your running performance. So which are the top superfoods that are going to help you to go faster and longer in the bedroom? I mean, out on your races and on your runs and all of that. Yeah, that. Hi, I'm Stuart and welcome to Finish Line Focus, where I help ordinary runners like you to train smarter, race faster and enjoy every mile. Or kilometre. So it's become fashionable among runners to take beetroot in various forms, usually for about 3 or 4 days preceding a race, and taking some of that about 2 or 3 hours before the race or before key sessions. So they come in lots of different forms, a popular one being actual beetroot shots, which you can buy in little bottles, and people like to neck a couple of those preceding a race. Of course, you can get beetroots as they come out of the ground, and you can roast those in the oven and have them as part of a meal if you want. Or you can actually buy cooked beetroots like these. Personally, I quite like to chop some of these up, mix them into a healthy salad. Some people like to include beetroot in a smoothie as well, so there are lots of different ways that you can use beetroots. But why do people do it? So what is the claim that's actually made about using beetroot for runners? Well, it contains dietary nitrates, which the body uses to actually effectively reduce the oxygen cost of running. So in practice, what that means in theory is that you can maintain your speed for longer or just feel more comfortable with the pace that you are running at. Next up, we have got tart cherries or tart cherry juice. These are thought to reduce exercise-induced inflammation markers. And that's due to the antioxidant count that you'll find in those. Now, the thing about cherries is that they do help to reduce soreness markers in your body, but just be careful because that doesn't mean the same thing as actually improving muscle repair. The juice is a lot more concentrated, so about 60 millilitres of tart cherry juice is equivalent to a rather generous bowl of them. It's actually very nice. Next up, we have got turmeric, which contains the anti-inflammatory compound curcumin. Adding 1 or 2 teaspoons into a meal is claimed to help manage post-training soreness. And black pepper increases the absorption of turmeric. Now, I love blueberries. I have them all the time. It's another food that's rich in antioxidants. So claimed to help with inflammation. Then they can be fresh or frozen. I have washed these. I like to put them into part of a smoothie, so mix those in. You can also have them at breakfast time, perhaps with oats or whatever your personal preference is. Okay guys, I'm going to kind of come clean with you now because these alleged superfoods that we've just been looking at, yes, they're really healthy things to have in your diet, but are they the things that are going to have a really high impact on your running, on the way you feel, on the way you perform, on the way you recover and your actual training itself? Well, actually, these things that we've been looking at, like the blueberries and the tart cherries and so on, these really are the things that are going to give you marginal gains. So they're often used by very serious runners or elites who are looking to shave literally perhaps seconds or maybe a minute or two off their times. But these are not the things that are going to have a really high impact. So there are other priorities that we really need to focus on getting right first. So what are they? We want to get right the basic fuel that keeps us going during our runs, and that is carbohydrates. Your body stores it as glycogen and then uses it to power your runs, to give you the energy you need and help you to maintain your pace from start to finish. So it helps you with your endurance and your recovery, and we really want to be looking at having carbohydrates basically in every meal while we're training. You may well do that anyway because they're pretty much the basic foods that most of us eat day to day. So I have some examples right here. So when we're looking at carb foods or high carb foods, Really good examples are things like potatoes. Obviously you have potatoes in lots of different forms, and pasta as well. And then you've got rice products, so obviously anything with rice in it, and that can include things like rice noodles and what have you as well. Oats are very high in carbs, so that might be porridge oats. It can be, you know, flapjack snacks and things like that as well as, you know, bread, so toast, all kinds of bread products, or bagels as well. Carbs come in loads of different forms, and this is the fuel that's going to keep you going. Another one would be a sports drink that you can use. Other brands are available, but sports drinks tend to be high in carbs. That's kind of their point, really. So if you're on a long run or a race, you'll be using these as a way to get carbs in. So definitely be thinking about what you drink as well. And that brings me on nicely to electrolytes and hydration, because your sports drink will give you those as well as obviously the carbs that we mentioned a minute ago. So electrolytes are salts, mainly sodium, that are lost during sweat, so especially on hot days. Electrolytes can help to prevent cramps as well, and they help with water absorption. You can also get electrolytes, if I can find them, in the form of pills or in powder that you can mix into different products as well. Water is really important, but water alone in warmer conditions can dilute sodium, which can actually be quite dangerous. It can cause you to feel fatigue, and in extreme cases can lead to hyponatremia, which is a very serious condition that can actually be fatal. So being well hydrated supports muscle function, keeps your heart rate under control, and helps you to maintain your pace for longer. I'm really pleased about the next one because it is caffeine, in whichever way you like to take it. Caffeine is really, really great for runners because it helps to maintain your focus when you're on your run. It also helps to reduce your perception of pain or discomfort, and reduces your perceived effort as well. Always make sure you practice in training. You might want to try caffeine gels or caffeine in its more, shall we say, traditional form. Caffeine is also a performance enhancer, and it's considered really to be the best, most effective legal performance enhancer. If I'm in a marathon, I usually take some caffeine pills after maybe the first hour, so it kicks in for the hard miles later on. So caffeine does help a lot in the later miles of a race. If you want to just drink coffee, I'd be looking at having it within an hour of the start of your race or your long run or your tough session. And you can get caffeinated gels as well. I would just say always practice in training first, because you know you don't know what effect these might have on your system, so you probably want to find out when you're running somewhere close to home rather than in a big mass participation event. You might want to be thinking about your protein intake. I think most of us naturally take in enough protein for the purpose of muscle repair and adaptation, so this is why I've made the focus really on carbohydrate, and I think that's what we need to make sure that we're consciously thinking about as runners. Healthy fats are really important anyway for our hormone function and long-term health, so it's worth thinking about getting some healthy fats into your diet every day. Could be through the form of olive oil or avocados. I like to have a few mixed nuts in the morning, which is a nice easy way to get some healthy fats in. So the key message overall that I want to give you guys is, if there is a superfood for runners, it is carbohydrates, and this is what you should prioritize. Carbs fuel your training and they allow you to recover and for your body to make adaptations to the load that you've placed on it. Hydration supports that work, and protein also helps with recovery. And once you've got these things right, and perhaps once you're established, and then when you're looking at marginal gains, that's when these alleged superfoods like your blueberries and your turmeric and your tart, cherries and so on, may be something worth thinking about. But the key message I want to give you is to get the basics right first. Fuel those long miles or kilometers that you're putting in. Make sure you're hydrated so that your body can do what it needs to do, so it's got the fuel that it needs in order to perform and to get you where you want to be, hopefully crossing that finish line. I really hope that's useful, guys, so just please feel free to hit like and to hit subscribe. There are loads more videos on the way, but also check out the channel because I've tried to cover just about everything that you can think of to do with running, to help ordinary runners like you to train smarter, race faster and enjoy every mile or kilometre. It's really important that we enjoy what we're doing. So thanks again, guys, and see you in the next video.